Namaste friends, in this video, I'm sharing a long letter that former CBI Director Sri Nageshwar Rao wrote to the Director General of Police Chandigarh, Dr. Sagar Preet Huda, drawing his attention to the fact that the FIR filed against me and the sections invoked in that FIR are truly bizarre. They amount to a gross misuse of the law of the land. Mr. Rao has analyzed the absurdity of charges against me with his characteristic brilliance. Therefore, I am presenting verbatim the entire text of his letter posted on social media platform X. Quote Nageshwar Rao ji, Dear Dr. Sagar Preet Huda, I write this letter through platform X with the sincere hope that it reaches your attention. The present issue concerns FIR number 44 dated 19th April 2026 registered by East Sector 26 Police Station Chandigarh against Professor Madhukeshwar and a few others against sections 66C, 66D and 67 of the Information Technology Act 2000 and sections 196, 318, 3361, 3363, 3364, 340, 353 and 356 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sahita 2023. The FIR was registered on the complaint of one Satinder Singh, who alleged that a video clip was being circulated by various social media users with misleading claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi was receiving a facial massage from a woman. According to the complaint, several social media accounts amplified this allegedly false narrative. As understood, the complainant further stated that his preliminary verification revealed that the video was originally posted by one Pardeep Kaur Dhillon through Facebook, YouTube and Instagram accounts on 12th April 2026 and that the person in the video was actually Jaspal Singh Sarai, who was apparently receiving a facial massage from a woman. However, even a plain reading of the complaint does not disclose the commission of any offense, much less a cognizable offense. Surprisingly, the police registered the FIR invoking an extraordinary range of provisions relating to identity theft, cheating, forgery, promoting enmity, defamation, public mischief, and even obscenity. Let us briefly examine the applicability of each provision invoked in the FIR. 1. Section 66C of the Information Technology Act 2000 criminalizes fraudulent or dishonest use of another person's electronic signature, password, or unique identification feature. The fundamental question is, whose identity has Professor Madhukeshwar allegedly stolen? Was it the identity of Satinder Singh? If not, what is his locus standi in lodging such a complaint? If the allegation concerns some other person, has that person complained? In the absence of any such complaint, how is an offense under this section made out? 2. Section 66D of the Information Technology Act 2000 relates to cheating by personation through a communication device or computer resource. Whom did Professor Madhukeshwar allegedly impersonate? Who was deceived and what wrongful gain or loss occurred? Did she impersonate Satinder Singh or any other person? If not, how does the complainant acquire locus standi under this provision? Number 3. Section 67 of the Information Technology Act 2000 criminalizes publication or transmission of obscene material in electronic form. The complainant himself states that the video was originally posted by Pardeep Kaur Dhillon and depicted Jaspal Singh Sarai receiving a facial massage from a woman. The video by any objective standard, contains no obscene or lascivious material. Neither individuals were nude, nor was any sexual act depicted. It was merely a professional facial massage. Professor Madhu Kushwaha merely reposted the content on X. Therefore, the essential ingredients of Section 67 are entirely absent. Fourth, Section 196 of BNS concerns promoting enmity between groups on grounds such as religion, race, language, place of birth, or residence and acts prejudicial to communal harmony. How does reposting a video of a man receiving a facial massage, even assuming someone believed that man resembled Prime Minister Narendra Modi, amount to promoting enmity between groups or disturbing public harmony? The provision appears wholly inapplicable. Section 318 of BNS deals with the offense of cheating. The essential ingredients of cheating require deception, causing wrongful loss, delivery of property, or inducement to act or omit in a manner causing harm. How does reposting a social media video satisfy any of these ingredients? Even assuming, for the sake of argument, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi felt personally aggrieved, the complaint would have to come from him or an authorized representative. What is the locus standi of Satinder Singh or any unrelated third party in this matter? 6. Sections 3361, 3362 and 3363 of BNS are provisions dealing with forgery involving false documents or electronic records. How does reposting a pre-existing video amount to creating a false document or forged electronic record? No document was fabricated, no electronic record was forged. Again, even assuming that Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the aggrieved person, why has no complaint been filed either by him or by any authorized representative? How does Satinder Singh acquire standing in such circumstances? 7. Section 340 of BNS concerns fraudulent or dishonest use of a forged document or electronic record. When there is no forged document at all, the provision itself cannot apply. Further, the alleged victim, namely PM Modi, has neither filed nor authorized any complaint. In such circumstances, invocation of Section 340 appears entirely untenable. 8. Section 353 of BNS concerns statements or reports intended to incite mutiny, offences against the state, public disorder, or intercommunity violence. How can reposting a video of a man receiving a facial massage, even if someone attributes resemblance to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, possibly amount to incitement of mutiny, public disorder, or offences against the state? The invocation of this section is also wholly unsustainable. 9. Section 356 of BNS concerns defamation. However, Section 222 of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita clearly provides that defamation can be prosecuted only by the aggrieved person. If the aggrieved person is a public servant, proceedings can be initiated only by a public prosecutor with prior sanction of the central or state government, as the case may be. Neither Satinder Singh nor any unrelated individual has the legal standing to initiate such proceedings. Dr. Hudaji, permit me to share a version of a well-known satirical anecdote about policing. which bears a striking resemblance to the present case where Professor Madhuvishwar is being compelled to endure the ordeal of criminal prosecution despite the absence of the essential ingredients of the offences invoked against her. Here's the anecdote cited by Nageshwar Raoji. A man sees an old friend running down the street. Terrified, panting, and sweating, he stops him and asks, "What is wrong? Why are you running?" The friend replies, "The police are arresting all bulls." The man says, "But you're not a bull. Why are you running?" The friend shouts back, "We both know I'm not a bull, but by the time I prove it to the police and the courts, I will have spent the rest of my life in jail." Terrified by hearing this, the other man also starts running. Dr. Hudaji, I've heard that you're a competent, upright, and distinguished officer. It is the solemn responsibility of senior officers of the IPS to prevent abuse of the criminal justice process and to ensure that policing does not degenerate into a spectacle in which criminal law is stretched beyond recognition to harass individuals for expressing views that may inconvenience those in power. I therefore request your kind intervention to prevent the continued harassment and persecution of Professor Madhukeshwar for her views on public issues and to direct immediate closure of the case. This letter was posted by Nageshwar Raoji on Twitter so that people at large would judge for themselves the validity of the FIR registered against me. I'm not the only one targeted in this manner. If we allow those holding the highest offices in the land to get away with such lawless acts and brazen attempts to crush all democratic dissent, India is truly doomed. Namaste.